Hey guys, we're fast approaching week 7 of the European LCS, and Shox was so kind to invite me over to talk a little bit, or I invited her, leave that in the middle, to talk a little bit about the European LCS. And the first thing we kind of have to mention is that as the weeks go on, the standings gets more clear and clear about who are the top teams and who sadly are looking to fight for relegation.
Yeah, and I think it's really clear, as also showed in the standings, rather, G2, H2K, Vitality are the teams to look out for. And I think if you look at the way they play, it's very clear that these are the front runners going into playoffs and going into those spots for Rotterdam, very importantly.
Yeah, definitely top 3 in the league. 2 of the teams with a similar style, Vitality and H2K, and then G2, kind of the rookies coming in, just fighting everywhere. Yeah. If you look at the bottom of the tables, it is looking like Splice is the team that will emerge out of the relegation battle and hopefully finish 7th. Elements, Rockcat, and Giants are looking to see who wants to avoid that last spot and gets at least the best seeding for going into promotion. Teams will get a little bit of a break as they go to Katowice next week, obviously, except for Origin and Fnatic, who will be fighting there. But this week, because it's our last week before Katowice, we try to give it some flavor and change the team a little bit.
Yeah, we've got the coaches coming over. Well, they're always there, obviously, but we're going to talk to them. We're going to invite some of the coaches on the desk to shine their light on the other teams and the other matches, so they get a little bit of the spotlight. And I'm really looking forward to talking to Sean's a little bit more. We know him very well because he coached Gambit last season around and got some things going there, but now he's the head of this super team called Vitality, or we definitely called it that. Shook called it that as well. And Vitality, I mean, they've incredibly impressed me over the last 2 weeks. They've gone 4-0. They've beaten H2K, UOL, G2. They massacred OG in the last 2 weeks. They have doubled the gold lead they accrued at 15 minutes. They tripled compared to weeks 1 to 4 what they accrued at 20 minutes. And I just think that Sean's, or all the influence we had, we will talk to him and hear what exactly he's done, but he has diversified game plans in-game. He has strong individual players that he knows how to make shine. He has different picks and bans, and I'm really, really impressed by what he's done with this team.
Yeah, definitely looking like one of the few former players that can actually leave its mark on the coaching scene. And I think it's really cool that we start looking at these coaches and get their opinions a little more, because there's so much secondhand information, but very often do we not actually get to ask the coaches the real questions. And the coaching landscape in terms of like branding, like figures, it's kind of barren. We all know Daylor, but the only reason a lot of people like Daylor is because he doesn't speak that much.
He's a mystery.
He has a mystery, very top down. Another ex-player that I think does a fantastic job coaching for me is Prawley.
Yeah.
And we actually got the chance to sit down with him, talk to him a little bit in a feature this week. Both me and Deficio went over to the H2K house, and I got swept away, honestly. Probably utterly impressed me with the way and just how convinced he was in his coaching style.
Did you agree with everything he said?
I fundamentally disagree with some of the points he has in terms of his style, but I'm just so fascinated by how adamant he is about it and how much responsibility he's willing to bear. So that is definitely something I hope we can get on the show too, talking to Prawley. Hopefully the feature will turn out great too. And it's just something that we hopefully get to shed more light on, talk a little bit to the coaches, see what the players think, what the coaches think about different teams. How good is their in-game analysis, get them on the analysis, let them analyze the game a little bit, see which coaches have the best in-game knowledge.
Yeah, maybe sometimes they won't want to give too much away, but we are going to talk a lot of topics with those coaches. It's quite interesting to me that you have your eye on Prawley and I have my eye on Sean's. As you said, they're kind of similar teams. They play very methodical, they have a good style, as opposed to G2, who's just aggressive all in. What is the most durable for you?
I mean, for me, the slow and steady style works. Obviously, Prawley's been able to do that in multiple H2K lineups, but only time will tell. And to find out the real answer is this week, European LCS in Berlin.